His senior year of high school, missed his senior prom.
So here are the Stanford seniors. It is the last day for the Cardinal seniors, introduced to be with their family members before the game. They all wore t-shirts, as is tradition here, that said "The Last Walk, My Last Walk." Trent Edwards came out without crutches for the first time.
What up, Tree?
What a tough and great young man Trent Edwards is. What a team. I mean, since his foot injury, he has been to every practice. He's traveled to the road games on his own to continue to support his teammates. As Sean Canfield comes to the line, and Oregon State takes a timeout at 3:03 to play.
They used that call a timeout to save a 5-yard penalty right there. They had two people in motion again.
Well, we know for sure that that's the future Stanford TCO Strander, who will have 1 year left here to play, will be the quarterback for the Cardinal next year. Is Sean Canfield, Steve, is he the man?
Well, pretty much they've actually got a couple of young quarterbacks that are playing right now. Both will have 3 years to go. Lyle Moibau also transferred in, another junior college player who graduated after a year of junior college. And he and Sean Canfield will really have a battle. They've also got Ryan Gunderson, who's a returning player, backs up Canfield, and he was the second guy in the rotation last year, and he's incredibly valuable to this team. He signals in plays, and he's kind of the rock that this offense is built around. He's a very stable guy, so they've got 3 guys in the mix right now, let alone a freshman.
Boy, if anybody can empathize with what Ostrander's gone through today, it's Trent Edwards. He's had a tough career here. Just hit repeatedly. Did finish last year without getting hurt, as running play goes to the outside for Oregon State. Carrasco on the carry.
Tony Carrasco's a walk-on, young guy who wears that number 35 that Ken Simonton made so special at Oregon State.
Yes.
Looks a little bit like him. He's not particularly tall, and people can't find him back there, and he runs hard.
Fresh set of guys coming in for Stanford on defense.
So Oregon State with a first down, and one more of those should put an end and get the Beavers their 7th win. I want to make sure we wrap up as this running play is stopped for very little gain on Trent Edwards, because obviously Trent has decided he's not going to have surgery. He's consulted incredible wealth of medical experts here in our Bay Area, and the consensus has been no surgery. That injury should heal without it, and he'll be able to go to all the NFL combines and workouts in time. And you know, so many people have made the analogy, and I think it's an apt one, to Jay Cutler, that he has a chance to be the Jay Cutler of this year's draft.
Kind of a sleeper guy that just comes up and it's a good team that, you know, kind of doesn't need a quarterback but can really develop it.
Another gift. Carrasco again, I believe, running. Yes, it is. Carrasco running left to the 18-yard line. Now, I'm not saying he's going to get drafted as highly as Cutler did, but simply that kind of guy that, because he hasn't been surrounded with the strongest team during his college career, has not really shown all the skills he possesses.
Well, he's been consistent when he's played and not been injured. He's been a force.
I can't emphasize what an unbelievable team example he has set this year. Trent's not a vocal leader,
not at all,
but by example. What he's done since the injury in the midst of this kind of a year has been truly remarkable.
Yeah, any of our offensive linemen to wide receivers have said Trent is out there every day telling them what to do, even though he's never played their position. He's been studying the playbook, helping out his team as much as he can.
A swing pass from Canfield to Carrasco. That'll get us down to a minute, and the Beavers will have their 7th win. They'll be bowl eligible this year and get ready to entertain a wounded Duck, it appears, on Friday.
The Ducks will not be wounded for the Civil War. I'll tell you, this will be a battle now with the 2 teams lined up, and basically between the 2, it's winner take all. One goes to a good bowl, one drops down to possibly a couple of spots in the bowl.
It looks like the Beavers will be playing on Friday for the Sun Bowl. If they can beat the Ducks now, they would be the 3rd team in the Pac-10 by themselves. I've never been, but the Sun Bowl, everyone who goes tells me, is a great experience.
We played there my
you did,
first year. It is great. They don't what they lack.
Bob gets little room. Chris Hobbs, that's his first real legitimate return this year. He's got down that far sideline and runs it out to midfield.
Yeah, what El Paso lacks in things to do, they make up in hospitality.
Oh, wow. Great.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun there. I mean, you can go over to Juarez and see a bullfight. Do a lot of fun stuff. It's a good experience.
Don't forget to stay after our game. We've got, this used to be, and it is around the country rivalry day, Pac-10 with changes in schedule. Only one of the rivalry games today, but it's coming up next. The Apple Cup from Pullman, Washington and Washington State.
To be the Pritchard out there for the last play.
And you can see Mike Riley congratulating his team, and I feel good for Mike Riley because really, he started the program going back the right way, as Steve Priest knows well. Kelton Lynn had that ball jarred free. And it doesn't matter, the game is run out anyway. It started on Mike Riley's watch, didn't it, Steve?
It sure did. He took over, Oregon State when they were running the option, the spread option, without receivers, without anything. He turned it around, moved people to different positions, and got him to a point where he was 5-6 in his second year with 3 losses of less than 4 points.
And they had, of course, glory years under Dennis Erickson, and now under Mike Riley, going back to a bowl game with their win today here at Stanford, 30-7. Let's go down to the field and Amy.
All right, thanks, Ted. Of course, Evanson Bernard here, fantastic game. You rushed for 168 yards. That's a season high. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I mean, I'm not too happy about getting the goal line and score, but overall, I think I had a good day.
All right, now this is going to be your second bowl. You're bowl eligible today. How good does that feel to be going for a second time in your college career?
Oh man, it feels real good. I mean, last year being home and watching all those bowl games was not fun.
I'm assuming that you're going to be able to enjoy Hawaii a lot more now.
Oh yeah, definitely. But still, when we go down there, we got to take care of business.
All right, so all business still, even though they are bowl eligible, if I can spit that out. Thanks for your time. Great game.
All right, no problem.
All right.
Well, if Evanson Bernard, he'll get all the notoriety for 36 carries and all those yards and 2 big blocks. That's what his coach will realize, right?
That's the kind of thing you coach for, and you show those kids.
Oregon State with the win today. We're back to Stanford in a moment. Stanford Stadium today, Oregon State came and took care of business. They got their 7th win. They are bowl eligible, and it looks like they're going to be alone in 3rd place right now in the Pac-10 after a decisive victory today over Stanford. Our game summary is brought to you by Volkswagen, and yes, it was Evanson Bernard handling much of the load, running the ball today, keeping the ball in Oregon State's hands for nearly 2/3 of the game. And I guess, Steve, it's a lot of it winds up being pretty basic. It's the kind of things we talked about at the beginning. If Oregon State could do that, if they could run the ball, possess the ball, which they didn't do last year against Stanford, they were able to do it today, and it made it a fairly easy day for them.
Well, Oregon State is a lot better football team when they can run the football and then mix it up. They're also a whole lot better team when they have a successful running game and it allows them to play, pass, and throw it around, particularly in the red zone.
And, Mike, I thought Stanford better offensive moments, again, not able to sustain a lot of things. They're not able to string those 3-4 plays in a row together, but against a good defense today, better moments for Stanford's offense.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a great goal line. They had actually a couple goal line stands today. They really showed a lot of mettle and sticking up to Oregon State. So hopefully Stanford can take that, lick some wounds this weekend coming up at Thanksgiving, and then come back and play big game and take on Cal.
Well, that's the opportunity for Stanford to shock the world in a game in which they will be a heavy underdog. Our game-changing performance is brought to you by Pontiac. Be sure to check out the new performance machines today at your local Pontiac dealer, and it's Evanson Bernard.
Well, who else? This guy is an amazing athlete, tougher than nails. We said it earlier. He runs and makes a lot of great catches and does so many things, but those first couple of blocks that he laid on a blitzing linebacker, and safety really say a lot about this football player.
And Steve, we mentioned it several times during the game. It's a short week for the Beavers. You've got your huge rivalry game coming up. Bernard had 36 carries and 2 catches today. It's the beauty of being young, though, right? He'll heal fast.
That and the fact that he hasn't carried very many the last 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's just huge. Mike, on the Stanford side, obviously I joke about it, but it really is true. They're looking now at a moment where they have a chance, after a week off, to shock everybody. No one will give them a chance in the world to do anything in Berkeley in the big game. It's going to be a heck of a task, but that's the only thing they can look at it, right? Is the opportunity to shock the world.
Yeah, they do. And big game, they need to come back. They've lost several in a row now, and usually we've talked about big game going one way or the other. Let's see if Stanford can turn it around here and do something good against Cal.
All right, Mike. Thank you, Steve. Great being with you, and good luck to the Beavers.
Thanks. I love this. A lot of fun and great to work with you, Mike.
And the Beavers are heading to a bowl game as they head home to play the Ducks on Friday. Well, Oregon State wins it today 30-7 for our director, John Ward, our producer, Delaire Luers, our coordinating producer, Joe Washington. For Mike McLaughlin, Steve Priest, and Amy Gutierrez, I'm Ted Robinson saying so long from Stanford Stadium. The Apple Cup comes up next on FSN. Enjoy your rest of your college football day. Have a good night, everybody.